Mbappe had Rufus has just walked in. It is knockout time, and Chelsea face Benfica in this round of 16. We've gotten very lucky indeed. Although, following yesterday's results, Man City have joined our side of the bracket. But we've gotten very lucky indeed, missing out on PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, Borussia Dortmund. It's seemingly much easier bracket. We would have preferred Juventus on our side for sure over Manchester City, but we'll take it. We'll take what we've been given. Before we begin, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Of course, I will be live for this game and all remaining games. If we win this game, we will play either Palmeiras or Botafogo in a 2 a.m. game once again on the 5th of July. That is next Saturday. But first, we have a case of what can only be described as either way. Either way, had it been Bayern Munich, had it been Benfica, it's turned out to be the latter. It's a Champions League test. It's a Champions League test. It is a test to see the standard of which we are currently able to perform at, whether it's I don't want to hear any excuses, quite honestly, whether it's, fatigue. We've rested a shitload of players, 8 players out from the last game. They should return for this game. We had illness, allegedly, from Reece James and Levi Colwill, even though they were on the bench for the last game, and Reece James looked okay on the bench. I don't know what the issues were. Of course, we know there's been, was it gastroenteritis? Mbappe had fucking Rufus has just walked in. We've seen him fall out of. I don't think Mbappe's played a game this season due to his stomach issues. We know Reece James has had stomach issues over the years as well. I don't know though necessarily if that has played any part whatsoever. But regardless, we see ourselves in a position where, of course, first team players need to play. I don't want to see any rested players. I don't want to see any, weakened sides or anything of that nature coming up between now and the final. I know. You're tired. You're fatigued. It's hard. You're playing on the Club World Cup stage. This is the first of what is absolutely undoubtedly going to be many Club World Cups to come. And for whatever reason, it's obviously going to be a lot easier in years to come because, not for whatever reason, but for obvious reasons. When it's in Europe, it's going to be much easier to play. Teams will take it a lot more seriously. Of course, we've seen Man City take it seriously this so far. Bayern Munich, they've taken it mostly serious. They've obviously rested players, but most of the bigger sides have rested players. So I can understand that we've rested players for the game against Espérance Tunis the other day. But at the same time, it was a worry for someone like me who doesn't have the most hope and belief in the current squad. Not so much the players necessarily, but the management. Still unsure. Although I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I did the apology video. I held my hands up and I said that I was not wrong, but I'm not right necessarily. This game, for what it's worth, Benfica, the best out of their group, better than Bayern Munich, they will be coming out all guns blazing. The likes of Otamendi and so on will be just very hard on us, and we thought it was hard with the Brazilian teams, the South American teams. This is going to be a real test, and whilst I think Bayern Munich probably would have been like a guaranteed loss, I think there's more of a chance against Benfica, but I am still just as worried because it's a real sign to see. They came second in their league last season. I think Sporting pipped them to the top spot by like a point or so. But I do think second place in that division versus, where did we come? 5th? it's going to be a real test to see just how good these players can be. They have all the same excuses: the heat, the fatigue, this, that, everything else. It doesn't matter. The ground. We saw Bellingham complaining about the pitches aren't very suitable for this sort of tournament, and that he's worried about next season as well. For the International World Cup. I think that this is going to be a real test for everyone. The group stages were dicey, to say the least, in terms of quality. I think there were some games. The filler have gone. The filler has left. There's no Auckland City. There's no LAFC. All the dross, for what it's worth, has gone. We are left down to the supposed best of the best. We've still got Al Hilal. We'll see what happens with them. They've got Man City. It's unlikely that they're going to get, a win. Inter Miami versus PSG. Will Inter Miami cause an upset? Will Messi do anything in that game? It remains to be seen. But it's still the better teams out of. I think it's a fair assessment. It's a fair reflection of the teams that have come through. Obviously, no Atletico Madrid. They fell out. But again, for the most part, it's a fair reflection. Our route, if we go through, it's Palmeiras or Botafogo in the next game, and then we will face either Inter Milan, Fluminense, Man City, or Al Hilal in the semi-final, and in the final, it's whichever of the best of teams on the other bracket. Obviously not. That's obviously, but I'm saying we have a real issue with the teams. We need some upsets. We need Inter Miami to win. We need Flamengo to do another big result. We need Juventus to cause an upset against Real Madrid. They haven't got Mbappe. Players are complaining about this, that, and everything else. Dortmund, I'm not too worried about personally. But if I was to choose out of all the clubs, I'd probably choose them out of the European clubs, that is. Anyway, lineup predictions, it's got to be as strong as possible, realistically. It just has to be as strong as possible. I don't want to see any sort of tinkering or trialing things. Andre Santos, been dying to see him play, but if this is the game that he decides to play him from the get-go, I'm going to ask questions. I'm gonna be suspicious of sabotage on behalf of Santos, in terms of you're setting him up for criticism. If he's not ready and then you play him for whatever reason from the start and he doesn't play well, you're just putting him up for criticism that isn't necessary. I don't think that'll be the case though either way. I think we are just going to see our outright, Sanchez in goal, James, Tosin, or Chalobah, but probably Tosin, Colwill if he's fit, Cucurella, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, Madueke, Neto, and then Delap up top, or something to that nature is more or less going to be what we're going to see. Predictions wise for this game, I don't think anyone can realistically predict this game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I do think that we are going to just squeak by, though, just about. An unbeaten Benfica side will face Chelsea in the round of 16, so they haven't lost a game. We bounce back. Benfica have lost once in the last 16 matches in all competitions, so they are on a good run at the moment. Chelsea have won 10 of our last 12 matches in all competitions. Chelsea have won all 3 encounters between Chelsea and Benfica, including home and away victories on their way to claiming their first ever Champions League title. Obviously beat them in the Europa League final as well in 2013. Expect a low scoring affair in this game, as temperatures are expected to soar once again. So we're playing in Charlotte, North Carolina temperature. So tomorrow it's going to be 32 degrees. I think it's 5 hours difference, so it's Eastern time. So when we play, it will be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, you're looking at about 32. It's going to be the peak temperature, 32 degrees. Surely they'd have got really like used to it by now. That's my thing. I don't know. It's obviously tough. They've got the drinks breaks. They've got the the cooling breaks and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I see this being quite a bit of a goal fest. To be fair, 3-1 Chelsea is my prediction. I think Delap's going to get a brace in this game. I do, and then I think maybe Enzo Fernandez gets a goal against his former side. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Bit all over the place this preview, but I just want the season to start now. I do like the Club World Cup. I think it's because it's in America. It's a little bit all over the fucking place, but at the same time, I like it. I like the format. I like the way it is. I don't like the times. Again, that's mostly down because it's in America, but I think this is going to be a tournament that people are going to want to win in years to come once it is sort of established itself, because it's just something else to be excited for. It's not like the Nations League, it's a completely different vibe, I think. Again, when it's in Europe, it's going to be fun. I think a lot of people, when Liverpool are in it, when Arsenal are somehow in it, all these teams it's all the fans of those fan bases that are like, this is shit. How are Chelsea in it and not Liverpool? Just fucking research a little bit as to why. We were the first team to qualify for this tournament, by the way, all those years ago when we won the Champions League. Yeah. But as soon as Liverpool are in it, bet your bottom biffy, it's going to be a big tournament. With that said, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. I want to win this fucking thing, but I'm also ready for the Premier League season to start, Champions League, all that stuff. Carabao Cup. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea.